Millions of Americans are getting ready to spring ahead for daylight saving time. Clocks will move forward 1 hour at 2 a.m. Sunday, March 9th. The time shift has been linked to several health concerns. Our medical contributor, though, Dr. Michael Daignault, he joins us now with more on that and how to best adjust to daylight saving time. We do it every year, but it's all good information. So you have a list of tips.
Yeah, so let's just say how excited we are that we're going to have an extra hour of sunlight starting Sunday. I mean, that's going to be huge.
That's great, but we don't like the loss of sleep.
Right, yeah, and that's, I think, going to be hard. And so just to get right to our list here, which we'll get up on screen in a second. So the first one is, starting tonight, you want to already start to adjust your sleep schedule gradually. That means start thinking about going to bed 15 to 30 minutes early every night until Sunday. Every morning, first thing you want to do, you can start making your coffee, but go outside, get that early morning sunlight before you drink your coffee. And then at night, you want to avoid caffeine and screens before bed because those things can really kill the natural production of melatonin, which is so important for your circadian rhythm. And you want to be consistent with your routine, the time you go to bed, the time you wake up, every day, even on the weekend. And then, you know, the major health concern with daylight savings time every year is that in the morning, the first week or so, people are not used to driving in the dark. And there's studies that show that road traffic accidents go up during that period. So you want to be really aware, especially if you get up early to go to work.
What's the benefit of getting some sunlight first when you wake up?
It just sets your body's circadian rhythm to let it know that the day is here, and that will help prevent like any kind of fogginess throughout the rest of the day. Like, get the sunlight right on your eyeballs is the key.
Okay, so yeah, it's going to start, it'll stay darker later, so the sun rises closer to 7 o'clock then.
Right. Yeah.
And then we have the daylight until about 7, which will be nice. Okay, the other thing we want to talk to you about, and you've been here before last week, and we talked about measles. The second death linked to measles happened, reported today in New Mexico, adult unvaccinated individual. Meanwhile, RFK Jr., the new Health and Human Services Secretary, he penned an op-ed in Fox News. And he talked about the importance of vitamin A, not in preventing infection, but reducing mortality?
Yeah, so vitamin A is a proven evidence-based treatment for severe measles that we've known about for decades. And it's based on research that was done in developing countries where there already is severe malnutrition and vitamin A deficiency. And that's how we discovered that when you give vitamin A, it actually helps kids who are hospitalized with severe measles to prevent morbidity and mortality. And the reason is measles actually depletes the level of vitamin A that we have in our body because it's stored in the liver. So that's why even in the United States, the CDC, WHO recommend giving high doses of vitamin A because of that, even if you're not deficient, if you're not malnourished, for example. He also mentioned cod liver oil as a good source of vitamin A. So just to give you an example, like a teaspoon of cod liver oil has about 10,000 units of vitamin A, but the amount of vitamin A that we're giving in the hospital for kids with severe measles is close to 100,000 to 200,000 units. So even if you think that, you know, your kid is well nourished and you want to give, you know, vitamin A, it's not going to prevent you from getting measles if you haven't been vaccinated. So just a word of caution on that.
Yeah, and in his op-ed, he said that vaccination is a personal choice, but the next line he said was, you should be getting the MMR vaccine. Right,
so what I liked about what he said was, yes, it's a personal choice, but he also recognized the importance for public health. He said, you know, he's citing that 95% threshold, that if 95% of the community is vaccinated, it's going to prevent outbreaks like this. And if you look at Gaines County in West Texas, only 80% of the kindergartners were vaccinated in school, and so it's no wonder they're well below the threshold where if you can't get vaccinated for whatever reason, health reasons, religious reasons, you're not going to be protected by the community, by the herd immunity in that case.
Okay, and we know the measles outbreaks has now spread to 10 states, and California, of course, is one of those states. But beyond the one that we reported so far, we haven't heard more here in LA County or the greater Los Angeles area.
Just that one case, yeah. Okay. But then if you look at the rate of hospitalization for measles, even though it's only been 160 cases, 14% of kids are getting hospitalized. I mean, that's pretty high. Like, the hospitalization rate for flu is 1%. So significantly higher risk of getting hospitalized if you get measles.
And we need to get that lower, a lot lower.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Very good. Always good to have you, Dr.
Thank you.
Michael Daignault. Thank you so much. And Alex, we'll send it back over to you.